Hey folks, my name is Pravus and welcome to more Rebel Inc. Escalation with our custom scenarios. We're back with these now that we are officially done with After Inc., at least as far as I am aware. So we can go back to a few other fan favorites, find out what the workshop has been doing. I do apologize that in general there has been less content on the channel as of late. Both of my sons have been really struggling to sleep for the last 6 weeks or so, and it's been getting steadily worse, and the last week in particular I've been operating on about 3 to 4 hours of sleep per night. So, yeah, I'm exhausted, and if I ever stop drinking coffee, I'm pretty sure I'm going to die in real life. Anyway, the scenario we're going to play is called I Am the Insurgent by something I cannot read. But in theory, this is going to be a scenario that turns the tables, and we are going to be the ones destabilizing a region instead of the other way around. I do like, by the way, that this says, don't try to imitate this scenario, smiley face. It's just... the kinds of disclaimers we have to toss onto things, you know? You never know what's going to come back to bite you. It's just a little bit ridiculous. You are not welcomed. Launch plunder and repression to civilians until the region be taken. I'm going to go ahead and just say I don't think that the author is a native English speaker, but that is A-okay. It's probably all going to be Google Translate. So I'm going to try to look at this and say that realistically, we are looking at a reverse of typically how things are done. So this is all stabilized regions in red, controlled by the coalition, and we are the insurgents here in green, right? That's kind of how I'm taking it. I'm going to take... honestly, this is probably the best spot for the base, because it does have adjacency to all these mountains, so we can kind of make sure we protect them. I wonder if we're going to have combat bonuses in the mountain. Let's find out. What do we have here? Insurgents Economy. You receive funds by plundering, so inflation and corruption are unnecessary to be considered. Okay. We have Insurgents Military. Your fighters can only move into and adjacent to zones with supply station or another fighter. Oh, right. That makes sense, I guess, because typically speaking, you're not going to have Insurgents just go running across the map willy-nilly, so we have to be more methodical about how we grow, just like the actual Insurgents. That works. Okay. You don't need to fund civilian initiatives. Your fighters will help you stabilize the region. Also, that makes sense. If the insurgents control it long enough, we destroy all the goods infrastructure, and then we somehow rule it. We get to rule the rubble. That's how it works. Makes perfect sense to me. 3 enemies may appear whenever a zone is first stabilized, so in other words, they're going to come and attack me. Okay. Your enemy will recruit soldiers in zones they control. That also makes sense. And then lose funds whenever I'm over 35. Oh. So if I ever stockpile too much money, that's a problem. Got it. So as far as our various different initiatives, so they said we don't need civilian, but it looks like we can do a bunch of pillaging. So I guess this is fine. We'll hold that for when we need it. Nothing to do in government yet. And then for the military, holy crud, that's a lot of misspelled recruitments of rebel fighters. Huh. Okay, so we can have tons and tons and tons and tons and tons of units, but we really don't want them to die. Got it. Supply station. Build supply stations so we can move around. Okay. Provides combat bonuses. If only it was like a camp and actually spawn more soldiers, that would be nice. And then tactic lessons. Provide training so they do better in the fight. Well, I mean, I'm going to go ahead and do that, because that makes sense. I'm going to train up, let's say, 3... oops, I misclicked that one. 3 different fighters. Weapon lesson. Camouflage tactic. Coordinated fire teams, and radio monitoring. I do feel like I want radio monitoring, because I feel like getting some intel is still generally going to be good. Not worried about that station there yet, so maybe we'll be able to do some government stuff once I, like, start the massive pillage, but I'm not worried about it this second. I'm going to go for coordinated fire teams, because I think being able to support each other in battle is a very, very important thing. So, it says the fighters are training slowly. Not that slowly. Oh wow, that is a lot of coalition soldiers all kind of steadily marching toward me. We are already losing tons and tons of reputation, but that makes sense, right? Like, the insurgents have to maintain reputation too. It's not just the coalition. We need legitimacy among the people to even have enough support to do anything. So, okay, let's go ahead and grab all of these and try to control the mountains. If I were playing as the insurgents, this is the first thing that I would want to do. We are a little on the slow side, I'm not going to lie. Not liking that. How come they can reinforce across rivers? How come? That's not how this normally would work. All right, let's go and grab myself a couple more soldiers. I would love to protect this here garrison if at all possible. We'll see if that ends up being a thing. Boop and boop, control these forests. I do like, by the way, that this author knows this map enough to know that these are the 2 preferred spawn biases for the insurgents to fire. I think that makes a lot of sense, and that's kind of funny. That is so many reinforcements, though, dude. It's going to be kind of hard to deal with all this. All right, what else can we do? What else can we do? Well... intercept enemies lost in battle that try to flee. Yeah, actually get rid of their coalition soldiers. That makes sense. They'll no longer be killed, but decrease in combat strength. The solution is just not to lose. Media invasion. No more extra enemies appearing in enemy-controlled zones. That's interesting. Wait, what do you mean by that? No enemies appear in enemy-controlled zones. Does it get rid of this modifier over here? Where... Yeah, there we go. Recruit soldiers from zones they control. So, I assume they still have camps, but I'm guessing that this means they can literally just pop up randomly, so by getting rid of that, we just greatly reduce their reinforcements. That could be a thing. Huh. I don't know if I need the supply station right now. I'm going to go ahead and do a massive pillage and see if that opens anything government. It does not. Okay. So we're going to go ahead and get intercept tactic and some more weapon lessons, because I think just a little extra combat strength will make it easier. So already we're looking pretty good along here. Getting rid of some of this. Let's move you here then, start trying to take over the rest of these mountainous regions, get rid of some of these minefields. We do destabilize regions pretty quickly, it looks like, so that's great. I'm going to try to be a little aggressive and start pushing towards cities. If it works the same way it does in the normal game, then if I'm able to take cities, they lose tons of reputation. By the way, we've already lost like 200 reputation in this, so be aware of that. Extra speed, yes please and thank you. Let's do a couple of pillages, get some cash. What else can we do? Long range attacks? Travel to zones far away from other supply limits, no thank you. Amphibious vehicles? Yeah, traveling across the river could be useful, I suppose. I'm gonna go and grab the media invasion so that we can just prevent some of the reinforcements from firing. Let's just grab as many, oops, hold on. Many of these regions here as we can. Struggling to win some of this, but we do have enough strength. They're running in and destabilizing the zone super quickly, though. That's part of the issue. Which, again, makes sense. Like, if I'm playing as the coalition leader, I'm going to be running in and trying to get rid of some of these guys as fast as I can, too. So, I guess really what I need to do is just train up more units. Right? Because, like, I have to move as a wave. I was hoping once I cleared a thing, I'd have a little time, but they're so aggressive, they're instantly pushing in and taking things. So that's not actually working. Let's see if we can take this city zone. I would like to grab that. Oh, we've lost like 400 reputation already. I stand corrected. Hold on. This actually may be tougher than I thought. I thought this was going to be a relatively easy scenario based on the tools that were being presented to me, but I'm starting to think maybe, just maybe not, maybe we're going to have to move really, really fast. Okay, and if that's the case, like, good to know. Found their camp, which, yeah, all right. They are not quite winning that fight, but they're close. Move you here, move you here, move you here. We're going to try to split up these guys, and we have to find a way to stabilize our reputation, because the insurgent activity is obviously what's killing me, and it's too many of their own controlled zones. If I can't move here unless I have another fighter already there. Yeah, like, the inability to move the way I want to is what's going to really restrict me. I'm going to have to be kind of intelligent about this. Because I can move another soldier here as long as I leave this guy here, but not the other way around. We can do this, and I can push up here. We can start clearing this area out. This should be fully safe now, so I can move you here. We got this city down, so that's done. And you shouldn't be needed to win this fight, so I can move you here. I'm trying to split off little zones here, there, where I can. So that's all fine. We're winning this, I think. What else do we need? What else do we need? We can go for another supply station. Trying to decide if I actually need that. Anti-aircraft artillery. Equip your fighters with AA guns and portable air defense missiles. Yeah, I mean, I haven't seen any evidence they're using airstrikes, but sure, significantly increasing my combat strength seems like a very good thing. Shouldn't need you anymore, which means you can push forward a little bit further. Let's go up there. Okay, they are actually fighting me pretty hard up there. We're gonna move you here. You've won that fight. Hold on. They just popped up behind me. Hey! You're allowed to do that? I mean, I guess I did say that they could pop up whenever I stabilize the zone, but I assumed that when I stabilize the zone, it wouldn't be a thing. No, it's because they have a camp. I see the issue now. They have a camp. Move up over here. Still losing a lot of reputation, but I think we're starting to stabilize. Trying to decide if I need to get myself one of these supply stations. I'm going to take one and place it, let's say, here. Okay. Cost me $6. Not a big deal. We can always just pillage some more. Though, to be honest, I have not really had much issue as far as getting money. So, I feel like maybe that's something that needs to get tuned down a little bit. Like, if I'm supposed to be relying on pillaging and raiding in order to get enough cash to do what I want, like, it's not been an issue for me. We've been able to rely on just natural taxation, which I feel like is not how things are supposed to work. Alright, there's one insurgent still running around and being annoying here. I'm just going to chase him down, but I'm not really going to deal with him right now because I don't care that much. I'd rather just go ahead and continue clearing out as much of the insurgent territory as I can. Well, I say insurgent. Coalition territory as I can, so that it becomes a non-issue. All right. So let's see. We're trying to find people here. Yeah, they're still marching around and being super annoying. Clear that out. Clear this. This guy actually should die if we can locate ourselves here fast enough. If I place a garrison... Nope, paid bonuses. Oh, we're the Warlord. I didn't even think about that. We are playing as the Warlord, which means I have to do bonuses. All right, we might have to do some pillaging just to pay our people. That could end up being a mechanic. I'm going to place a garrison right up over here because I think that makes this easy and they can't retreat across a river anytime soon. Move you here. Problem solved. Good. You can move up here. You can move over here. And that should be enough to officially stabilize me. It's then just a matter of chasing down the last of them and surrounding them, which I can do because, well, I have so many units on the field. It's not a big deal. Pay bonuses. Yeah, we may have got a few too many insurgents under our payroll right now. Small problem there, but all right. Go here, go here, go here. You're fine. Go here. That should be enough to surround and kill. Nope, maybe not. I gotta wait until this is taken care of. Hold on. Come on. Move here. There we go. Just want to surround and kill whatever's left. Move here. Move here. Oh, there's a camp. How did the coalition do that, I wonder? I don't know. Seems to me like they might be doing a little bit of a cheat. A little bit of a cheating. Whatever, it's fine. Pay bonuses across the board. So yeah, relatively easy scenario, all things considered. But a pretty fun and unique idea. I certainly don't dislike it at all. I think it's pretty clever, actually. Total reversal. How the turntables. You know what I mean? That kind of an idea. It's just hunting down these dang insurgents that's going to get really annoying now. Which is always the case of the base game. So, yeah, I can't be mad about that. I wish I had, like, police or something. That'd be great. Archaeological finds. I'm the insurgents. I do nothing. Not how you're supposed to play the game, but I mean, like, that's effectively what I would do, right? I mean, as the insurgents, I'd break the stuff. I'd be like, you know what? I'm an iconoclast. I don't believe that we should have actual, like, history or anything. It's an affront to me and to God. So we're going to destroy it all. That's the gist of it. Come on, stabilize some of these regions so I can actually push forward and clear these guys out, please and thank you. So there's somebody hanging out here. Are they invisible? Because they sure seem like they're invisible, and that's part of my issue is I can't find them. Oy, it's annoying, dude. Super annoying. You move here, you move here. You can move up over here. Gosh dang it, we're surrounded. Why? Why are they here again? Why? Oh my god. All right, this is annoying. I don't like not being able to see them and having this issue. I absolutely despise that. I'm gonna try to destabilize their command system, get rid of their drones, I guess. I don't know. Cross rivers to move faster. Anything? Just like anything that lets me move faster would be nice right now. I'm just trying to deal with the insurgents whenever they pop up. I'm gonna clear out a region like this, and we're just gonna move like a giant wave across the map. All right? That's the plan. How are they popping up the instant I leave a zone? Seriously, like, okay, this might be a weird coding thing just based on the way these mechanics are working, but it certainly seems like I leave a zone and instantly some insurgents pop up. Either that or there are no insurgents, and the issue is that I'm not technically actually stable, so the zones are self-destabilizing. Is that a thing? Could that be a thing? Because notice, the only places where I actually have any control is where my insurgents are currently sitting. I have no evidence they're actually fighting anybody, and yet these zones are instant destabilizing. This may not work well as a scenario. Hey, by the way, there's things. Oh, okay. Local transport group, intelligence spy, rebel militias. Yeah, zones keep stable for longer after your fighter left. We need that. Okay. I don't think that's how this is supposed to work exactly, but I can make that work, and if I can just move fast enough, we can still coordinate this and make it all right. Okay, see, there's some insurgents down there. Yeah, that's the difference. That's absolutely what's happening. Interesting. Very interesting. It's actually a coding problem. Huh. Okay. Maybe that's intentional. I don't know. Maybe that's exactly what the author was going for, but I kind of doubt it because it feels weird. If only garrisons would keep things loyal, this wouldn't be so bad. I actually am not sure how to win this scenario, if I'm completely honest. Like, if I can't keep these zones as a thing, and I can't stabilize because there's no peace process, how do you actually win? I just realized, by the way, I don't have to give any pay bonuses to my insurgents at all because corruption is disabled, so I can just turn a blind eye every time they do something they shouldn't, which is funny. Anyway, it would make sense if, like, for example, I had to hold all of the cities or something, and then I just, like, automatically would win the scenario or something along those lines, or would automatically build support. Well, what I'm looking like at right now, these zones right here, I just left them. How long do they stay stable? You can see how rapidly my supporters are disappearing. I think this literally is going to be a delicate balancing act where I just have to move fast and hope that I can stabilize everything before I lose progress elsewhere. Oh, that is going to suck. Nope, hang on. Lost a couple more zones over here. This is what I'm talking about. We're just going to have to keep doing this. Every time we lose something, we have to go try again. Keep going, keep going. Come on, we're this close. Nope, don't lose that one. Get up here. No, don't lose those. This is what, oh. Okay. It's not, I don't know if this is going to work. I actually don't know that this is going to work. Hold on. All right. How do we do this? How actually do we do this? Oh, wait a minute. No, we're fine. There is another option. I didn't realize that once I picked up all 3 of these, there's going to be a peace negotiation. So basically, I've been barking up the wrong tree. There was a victory condition built in. All right, good. That's reassuring. Once done, basically, and the coalition's like, well, there ain't no freaking way in heck we're gonna get this anymore. We can just say, hey, let's maybe make peace. Maybe just let us control the region, you know? Maybe the insurgents win this time. Which should be really easy to do, by the way. Like, once you clear out all insurgents from the map, the peace deal process goes super duper fast. So once this last camp is done, for example, I mean, it's practically going to be almost instantaneous. They built another camp. Of course they did. You get the idea. It's practically going to be instantaneous. What would be funnier is if some of these peace events were actually reversed as far as, like, what they do. Because this thing's like, hey, international forces can remain indefinitely. No. That's the exact opposite of what I'm going for here. I want the international forces gone. So, yeah, if they could rework those in the mod, I don't even know if that's an option. I think that would be ideal. Anyway, let's just try to clear out these last insurgents so I don't even have to worry about it. Not that I care about sacrificing a little bit of reputation, but why lose anything? And there we go. And that's it. All right, we agree to the peace deal. The insurgents win. I can't believe that I really thought that I was going to have to go around and try to stabilize every zone and just race the clock. You see why I thought that, but it turns out no. There is a peace solution. All right, fine. Makes perfect sense. We win. People have hope for the future. No. Abandon hope, all ye who enter here. That's a weird scenario, but I kind of like it. I do. I think that it actually did a fairly good job of kind of capturing what it's like playing as the Insurgents. Now, of course, if you really want to know what it's like playing as the Insurgents in this game, all you have to do is play multiplayer, right? Play multiplayer, and you actually will do both. You will play on one map where you're trying to control your zone, and then you're also destabilizing your opponents. It's actually a really good way to try and learn a bit about how the AI tries to do things as the Insurgents, what their limitations are as far as how they can move, how they use camps, etc. So I think it's a great opportunity there. If you haven't tried that out, absolutely play some multiplayer and you will learn a lot. Thank you all very much for watching. Hope you enjoyed this video. If so, I would ask you to hit that like button, leave a comment, subscribe, and the notify bell. And I will see you guys next time once I get some sleep.